Hello everybody, my name is Charles. You can call me Charwhale if you like. Welcome back to another pickups video. I'm gonna hop right into it for this time. Gonna do it real fast. I don't have a lot of time here, so hopefully we can get it all done. The first thing I picked up at believe it or not, I think it was a hardware store. They had this laying around. It was a Risk Battleship Clue game, and the only reason I picked it up is because when I originally picked it up, they had it taped right here. But when I picked the game up, it felt really heavy. Everything is in here in terms of this game. It has the manual, of course, and it has the game. But it also had a ton of other stuff that I'm going to get into right now. It had an absolute buttload of Game Boy Advance manuals, and that's why it was so heavy. There's only a couple that are standout manuals, if you will, like manuals that I would assume are handy to have, and I put them towards the back. I believe it is the Donkey Kong manual and the Super Circuit manual, both of which I picked up. I believe I got the Super Circuit one on video, but I don't know if I got the Donkey Kong one on video, but that's alright. Next we have the Play the World expansion for Civilization 3. I really love the Civilization games, and I didn't have this expansion on disc, so figured I may as well pick it up. My lighting is really bad right now, if you weren't able to tell, because my normal lamp is a 12 volt and it's not working right now, so I just got a little lamp over here. If you're seeing a lot of shadows, my apologies. Next up is Outcast for the PC. I love this game. I actually think it's a ton of fun. I'm actually kind of surprised that I found it, because I didn't think this game sold too well. Or at least, I mean, it may have, but I don't know. It's also kind of... A lot of these games aren't really sought after because they're disc games and you can get them not on disc. You can just download them. But whatever. Next thing I got was... Everybody had one of these when they were younger, when they first got a DS. That's a Nintendogs game. I got it for my nephew. He loves dogs. Hopefully he'll love that. Next up, funny story about this one. There's no game in here, so don't get too excited, but I found the case at a thrift store with nothing in it. And then I went to a yard sale, and the guy had the manual. So I got the manual, and I got the case. Just figured I'd throw that in there so you could see. I'm going to skip over that one for now because I'm going to get into the ones that I got at the same thrift store, or the same yard sale that I got that manual at. I got this DS game, Master of Illusion. It's sealed, but the deck of cards that it came with, unless it's inside of it, which I sincerely doubt, aren't here. So, you know, sealed DS game, but it doesn't have that. Another manual I got from that same guy was Wind Waker, which is a fantastic game, of course. Everybody knows Wind Waker. One of the better Zelda games. In my opinion, the best looking Zelda game, because I love cel-shaded graphics. Up next, this was really weird to find. I found an import game at a thrift store. This is Taiko no Tatsujin, I believe it's called. 2, of course. It's a Bandai Namco game. Of course, this is in Japanese. I don't read Japanese, but regardless, it's there. I don't know exactly what this game is. It's some sort of action game, but there's so many songs on the back of it, I would have to assume that it's like a rhythm game almost. So that's neat to find at a thrift store. Wouldn't expect it. Next we have Little Big Planet. Game of the Year, I believe this is. Yeah, Game of the Year edition. So that's neat. Found this. I don't even remember. I think this was a yard sale. So, not bad. I do have one thing in here from a yard sale that is incredible. Next we have, just again, this was from the same yard sale, so case and manual for Pokemon Coliseum. No disc, which isn't a big deal. It means I can just buy the game without anything else, so I don't mind. Then we have Destroy All Humans for the Wii. Fantastic game. I'm sort of scooting by because I got a lot of stuff to go through. But I do love the Destroy All Humans games. The one on the original Xbox was one of my favorites. Then we have Tony Hawk's Underground. Classic game. I played the heck out of this when I was younger. Figured I may as well pick it up. This one is really funky. I actually got this at a thrift store. The same one that I got the case, and I thought I picked this up last, so I figured, it's probably going to be empty like the other one was. But I opened it anyway, even though it feels really light. There's no manual in it, but the game in it is Super Smash Bros. Melee, so, I am not sad about that whatsoever. Next, at a thrift store, I found the cable for the Game Boy Advance to GameCube, which is actually really cool. You could do a lot of really neat things with this. I have a couple examples here. If you were to play, say, Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness on the GameCube, you can plug this into the controller slot, and then plug this into your Game Boy Advance, and to, say, Pokemon Ruby, you could trade Pokemon. So it's really neat for that sort of thing. You could also, I have another example here, if you were playing Metroid Prime on the GameCube, you could plug your good old controller into your Game Boy Advance, and if you have Metroid Fusion there in the Game Boy, you can play the original Metroid game for the NES on the GameCube. So it's really neat, lots of cool stuff you can do with it. I picked it up just because I thought it was really cool. Then we have some 360 games. I picked these all up for super cheap, so I figured I may as well. Why not? This is just your obligatory sports title in a lot. I think it's NHL 08, yes. So, whatever, that's fine. Then we got Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I'm not a big fan of the Call of Duty games, but I know that a lot of people liked this one. I liked it when I was younger, so whatever. And then Portal 2. The main reason why I got this, because Portal 2 is a ton of fun. Sincerely and thoroughly enjoy the Portal series. Next, this one's kind of funky, but it was super cheap and it's really cool, so I figured I may as well pick it up. It is real weird, so it is something called PC Charge. It's a credit card and debit card sort of thing. It's a payment server for this. So this was before they had wireless internet. You would run this on a computer and it would set up a network for you to pay with a credit card. It's for a small business. It's sealed, so I thought it was really neat. It's made for Windows 99, so, it's not really anything collectible, I would assume, but I got it because it's neat, and the cover looks like Dick Tracy, so how am I going to say no to that? And the final thing here, this is by far one of the best yard sale lots I've ever gotten. It's a long lot, so strap in, but it's really nice. I'm going to start off with some of the PlayStation 2 games. There's a lot. So I'll start out with the PlayStation 2 games. These are all Atlas games. The first one is Odin Sphere, one of the best games on the PlayStation 2 in my opinion. Any Atlas game is a fantastic game, to be honest with you, but it just looks really good. This was a beautiful game. I want to get more in depth with these games, but I have so many games I want to try and keep these videos under like 15 to 20 minutes, so I can't. I want to, but I can't. Then we have Persona 3 FES, which ironically enough is I believe at least this is the high school one. I can't really remember, but I think that's the one where they were all in high school or whatever. Then we have Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. Of course, the Persona games are also Shin Megami Tensei games, but this one's Nocturne. This one's really, really nice. Ton of fun. Fantastic game. All the Atlas games are fantastic in my opinion. Then I got a couple strategy guides here. The first one is for Nocturne, so strategy guide for Nocturne is really neat. Then I got these just because I really love the games. I didn't get the games themselves because they weren't there, but I did get the strategy guides. I got Desagia 1, I got Desagia 2, and I got Desagia 3. All three of the strategy guides. Fantastic. I love them. I love these strategy guides. They're so nice. They even come with little comic things over here. They're just really nice. They're really nice. I love them. They look so good, just like the games. Fantastic stuff. Moving on, I actually have more PlayStation 2 games from the same lot. I'll do those next. We have Dragon Quest VIII in the box with the Final Fantasy 12 demo disc. This is all in here. It's complete in the box, as you can see. So I'm not gonna open the box. I would, but I'm not. And then we have Shadow of the Colossus. This is like a must-own game if you have a PlayStation 2. It's so good. Fantastic game. If you don't own it, get it. Then I have Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3. This is one of the better fighting games. One of the better fighting games in the Dragon Ball Z series as well. It has 150 characters, which is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Then I have a PlayStation 3 game, the only PlayStation 3 game out of this yard sale lot, but it's kind of neat. I didn't know what the heck it was, but I picked it up anyway, just because I thought it was neat. It's called Saint Seiya, I guess. Saint Seiya Sanctuary Battles. I've never heard of it, but I did a little research on it, and it turns out that it's based on an animated television show from the 80s, the late 80s. I guess these guys here made it. Toei Animation. So that's neat. Didn't know that's what it was. Didn't even know that it existed. Then I have a couple Wii games. First one that was there was Kirby's Epic Yarn. Fantastic Wii game. Second one that was there was Tales of Symphonia Dawn of the New World, which is a great game. One of the better games. One of the better Tales games in my opinion. I love the Tales games on the Wii. I don't know why. Alright, from the same lot, we have one Super Nintendo game, and that is Killer Instinct. Killer Instinct's a fun game. Not really one that I would pick out exclusively for being really good, but, you know, I got this all as a lot, so what can I do? Then we got some NES games. We got Taito, Operation Wolf. Operation Wolf, Take No Prisoners, I believe is the full title. It's really dark. I'm sorry. I don't have any lighting or anything like that. Whoa. I guess that's where the lighting is. So that's the NES game. One of the NES games. None of the NES games are super expensive, so don't get excited. Then we have Defender of the Crown. Fantastic NES game as well. I love the NES games. They're so much fun. They bring me back. Then we got Cybernoid, which is, again, really fun. And then we have my favorite of these games, probably the least interesting, but my favorite. It is Chessmaster. Everybody who had an NES has Chessmaster. It has the coolest theme to it in the world. Like the music, the theme music is really good. Then I'll move on to the two DS games that were there. Well, two of the DS games. There was three total. We have Final Fantasy III. I love the Final Fantasy games, so I'm super excited I got this lot. Then we got Final Fantasy IV. So Final Fantasy 3 and 4 on the DS were there. Then we got three games that are sealed. The first one is Elite Beat Agents, sealed for the DS. Fantastic game, ton of fun. It's a rhythm game. It was something else in Japan, I can't remember what it was, but it's a ton of fun. Then we have Final Fantasy IX sealed for the original PlayStation. I love the Final Fantasy games, as I said. And then Final Fantasy Anthology sealed. So that's really cool. That whoever this guy that I got this from, I really like his taste. Moving on to the couple last games here. We have Metal Gear Solid. Fantastic game, of course. Classic game. We have an unsealed version of Final Fantasy IX with a big old crack down the middle of it. Doesn't affect me whatsoever. I do not mind. Then we got Xenogears, another fantastic game. All these games on the PlayStation 1, I swear, I adore. Some of my favorite games. Then we have Resident Evil Director's Cut. I did not know that this game was quite as much as it was, but that's neat. And then finally, the last game we have, wrapping it up for 15 minutes, we have Final Fantasy Origins, which is 1 and 2. First time this came out in North America. I love the art on it. It looks hand-drawn. It's obviously hand-drawn. So nice looking. Fantastic. Did that as fast as I could. I appreciate you guys watching. Let me know if any of these games are something that you had as a child or something like that. It's something that you have any connection to. I'd love to hear it. Love to hear stories. Thank you very much for watching once more, and I'll see you guys in the next video. That was it for June. See you in July.